And your hometown station weather, it's going to be an interesting day. The high's in the high 70s, 79 degrees. It should be partly sunny. We may even get some rain later in the evening, a 30% chance of that. We'll have overnight lows in the 60s, and it is currently 60 degrees and sunny here in Newhall. And now I am joined in the studio with a very special guest, and that is Lisa deSouza, Lisa of the Santa Clarita International Film Festival. Lisa, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Thanks for having me, Matt. I really appreciate it.
I'm so glad you're here because I like to consider myself a film buff, but you probably are going to disprove that here this morning.
Well, no, I think all of us are, right? Because I think what's really important about what we're building here, and Bill Miranda, for example, is a judge. Carl Goldman, who owns this station, is a judge. So it's really about community. And one of the things that we are building that a lot of people are starting to look at is, quite frankly, the next big festival that really hasn't been built in a very long time. And Santa Clarita is the only place in Los Angeles County that I think can accommodate something like that. So, everyone is a film buff if you're here.
We all have our own favorite genres. Our own, obviously right now the big thing is Halloween movies because it's October, right?
That's right.
I was really into the 70s, 80s slasher films, the Freddy Kruegers, the Michael Myers, Jason, all of those.
You look too young to be into all of those.
There's nothing wrong with appreciating history. That's the thing about the current Halloween movies is that they're all pop scares.
I know.
They're not as pure to me.
I know.
So.
Or they're remakes, right?
Right. Or they're all
Jason
remakes.
is the end.
Yeah,
but they had the end last year too. So
I was just talking about this.
It's the end of the end, I guess.
Exactly. I was just talking about this yesterday. But anyway, you are here, Lisa, today to talk about the upcoming film festival that's happening in December. So tell us all about this festival and what we can expect.
Yeah, so it's happening December 8th through 11th. Our film program is actually going to be helmed at the Lemley, so right down the street from where we are right now. And the idea is really to build it in and around Newhall in this arts district that's growing, right? So in addition to the film festival, which kicks off opening night, December 8th, and then we run all day the 9th, the 10th, and the 11th at the Lemley with a closing award ceremony as well. We also have a music and a comedy program. Our music and comedy is kicking off December 9th at the American Legion. And then we run, again, the 10th and the 11th. We also have an visual arts gallery. We're partnering with the Santa Clarita Artists Association. So even though it's a film festival, it's really, we want to make sure that
inspiring all artists.
All our artists. We want to support all our artists. And even I got a call the other day for opening night during our comedy and music. The dancers were like, hey, what about us, right? And I was like, I'll get you guys in there. So, it's about all artists helmed by film. Our opening night is really strong. We've got a movie called On Sacred Ground. It's about the Dakota Pipeline. It stars David Arquette. It stars Mariel Hemingway, Amy Smart, some really great, strong actors. Our closing night is emceed by Chris Schaubel of KTLA, who lives here, Santa Clarita guy.
Very cool.
And we've got a Norwegian cult classic, but the director is really someone that's really got me excited. He was recruited by Steven Spielberg and Michael Douglas. He did One Night at McCool's. He did the new Pink Panther, the new Karate Kid. So he's going to be here.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so we're only year 2, right? We're not even year 2. So definitely a lot of momentum. And a big thing about this festival this year is about activism. So we've partnered with the NAACP. They're doing a screening block about basically their fight. We have another screening block that's about the drug crisis that's happening right now, and basically the nonprofits that do the work on the ground get to speak and talk and use it as a fundraiser. And so we realized activism's super important this year. So actually we have an Activism Award that we're giving out as part of our closing and awards ceremony, and Ed Begley Jr. is going to be accepting that. So we're getting some star power.
Galore.
Star power coming in and around Santa Clarita.
Well, we already have the stars out here on Main Street,
That's
right?
right?
So maybe we'll be adding a few more. And
That's
it's funny
right.
because we kind of call Santa Clarita the Hollywood North.
Exactly.
There's so much filming and stuff that's produced here and shot here and made here with the studios, and obviously so many great backdrops. I mean, just last week, about a block from the studio here off Main Street, they were filming something. And then this actual pool equipment store right next door to the station, they repainted it just for filming purposes.
They're
and they shot
always
something.
filming up here. So one of the things that I thought was amazing when I was kind of doing research, and I'm a filmmaker too at heart, right? But that's what started this. Is I said to myself, why don't we have a film festival? Like, I went looking for a film festival that I could enter my work in where I live, and we didn't have one. And
So you made one.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy.
I love
I should have not done that.
What do you mean? That's awesome. You wanted something, they're not doing it, so you took matters into your own. What's the old saying? The old adage: if you want something done right,
Do it yourself.
there you go.
That's right.
There you go.
So in this thing, I thought it was going to be something small. It's obviously ballooning. Like I said, we haven't even been year 2. We're getting reviews that are equal to 5-6 year festivals already, and we launched in the middle of COVID.
So basically, what you're saying is this is the next Cannes Film Festival.
This is easily
it.
It
may have actually surpassed Cannes.
Well,
Film
I don't
Festival.
know about that yet, but I definitely, I look at like the South by Southwest and the Sundance as my model, and you couldn't do it anywhere else than in Santa Clarita, right? Because if you look at what South by Southwest did to Austin and just kind of the space that's needed, I mean, to get that kind of, I mean, granted that was 40 years ago, but to get that kind of just growth energy, where we're having, the convention center at the Hyatt's booked and every single hotel is booked, and what that means for the city, right, is just, in my opinion, like,
oh no, it's great for the economy, and like you said, you're going to be bringing in nonprofits like NAACP and obviously promoting and propping up local artists, and
That's
just
right.
The whole idea of creating art for everybody here, and
Everybody.
it's inspirational. It is.
Well, and one of the things you just like hit on is I would say, for example, I'm an independent filmmaker. I'm locked out of the system very much as it is today, right? Like, very, very highly unlikely I'm going to get my work into Sundance, right? I can't compete with the independent studio, right? And you hear more and more and more about how, people who, just have great work but can't be seen, can't be heard. And, my goal as an artist is to build that place where, I hear all the time people, with big production companies going, God, I want to find that next great independent, but I don't know where to go, right? And where do I go to find that? Because there is a lot of stuff you got to go through to get
right,
that.
and this now can become another opportunity, another avenue for independent artists to get their work propped up and get it seen.
That's
so I love that.
That's right.
Again, we're speaking with Lisa deSouza of the Santa Clarita International Film Festival, talking about the upcoming film festival that's going to be in December, the 8th through the 11th at the, was it
Lemley, right down the
Lemley.
street.
I
Right
mean,
down
how
the
could
street.
I? Sorry,
They're your neighbors.
I know, right? I need to go introduce myself a little better, I think. Lisa, tell me, what are you specifically most excited about here? I mean, obviously, there's everything to be excited about, but is there a specific thing that you're most looking forward to for this film festival?
I'm really excited about the activism part of it. Certain things kind of raised its ugly head last year, and we won't go into kind of the gory details, but I realized that, in addition to the artists, giving those nonprofits and the hard work that's happening, especially in the kind of crazy world we live in today, is so important. And that's a big kind of shift that we've done as well, to say, hey, it's not just about the artists, but all these people, there's all these great stories, right, about great things that are happening that we see on the film, on the screen, but let's bring in the people who are living and breathing and doing it every day. So I think, being able to now have the festival also encompass a greater mission, right, not just about the art, but an actual mission and a cause, that's what I'm super excited about.
Well, I'm thinking actually I'm going to submit my own silent film, a short silent film, to this festival.
You
Is that
should.
possible? Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I'm thinking, this radio station is supposedly haunted, is what I just heard.
Oh.
I think they're friendly ghosts. I haven't had any bad interactions, but I think it's going to be on my commute when I get in here at 5 a.m, and I'm the only one here.
Do you have a Ouija board at the same time?
I don't want to, because if I might have to for creative purposes to draw the viewers in, but it's a little spooky in here sometimes in the morning, I gotta say. No, but seriously, if I was an artist that wanted to get involved in this, whether it was maybe submitting some work or just overall getting involved in the entire community of this, how would I go about doing that?
That's a great question. So if you're a filmmaker, this is our last month for submissions. We're submissions end at the end of October,
Okay.
So you've got a very, very short window right now. All submissions go through Film Freeway. So filmfreeway.com/SCIFF, Santa Clarita International Film Festival, better known as SCIF, is what we're known as nowadays. So filmfreeway.com/SCIFF to submit. And if you actually want to be a volunteer, or you're a musician, or you're a comedian, you can go to contact@skiff.org. So again, SCIFF.org. Send us an email. Tell us you're interested. We'll get you in. We can use as many volunteers as possible. I will tell you, this is a huge production. It's literally like a 3-ring circus, and it's and there's just a ton of people running around. So we can use all the hands we can get. And again, if you're an artist, we want to hear you. We want to see you. We want to this is your this is it. This is the
their
platform.
This is
That's
all
right.
of our festival
That's
right here.
It's
I
all
love
of
that.
ours.
I love that.
Exactly.
Well, I'm not a comedian, but I am funny looking, so maybe I could be a part of this circus. But that sounds great. And what if you just want to come in and you consider yourself a film buff, like I somewhat considered myself before speaking with you this morning? How do you have to purchase tickets?
Right.
How does that work? Tell us about that.
Great question. So tickets haven't been released yet because, like I said, we're still in the submission process. Once we basically select all our films, which we're planning to do by the end of this month, then we'll know what we're dealing with and we'll start programming our block. So much like a radio station, you need to know what's going in where, and you got to kind of, get a feel for it. Like I can't put, a comedy next to a slasher movie, right?
That'd be a little weird.
It just
go
doesn't
side
flow,
by side,
right?
yeah.
So
but when tickets are figured out, it'll be filmfreeway.com.
No. It would actually be through skiff.org.
Oh, through Skiff. Okay.
Yeah, you can go straight to the website, buy tickets there. I should mention one of the things we're super proud of is we actually offer 25% back to the filmmakers involved. We're
Great.
doing this
Love that.
we're doing this this year for the musicians and the comedians as well. So if they're interested, they get a unique link code. You can send that to your network. They buy tickets through that code and you get 25% back. We're doing that for our nonprofits as well. So all the nonprofits that have partnered up with us for their marketing to their network, they can send that unique link code. All tickets sold through that unique link code, they get 25% back to their organizations.
I love it. Making sure that they are getting taken care of for their hard work and for hopefully getting pushed up into the industry. Like you said, sometimes it's difficult to get into that
That's
channel,
right.
but this is another great opportunity. A lot of activism, bringing in, helping out some nonprofits. I love this idea. I think it's going to be awesome. Again, it's the film festival happening on, you're going to have to say it again for me.
December 8th. The Lemley.
The Lemley, yes, from
Lemley.
December 8th through December 11th here on Main and Old Town New Hall. And you can submit your creative work through the website, this is the final month to do it.
Final month.
And then if you want to get tickets, it's through Skiff.
Correct.
And so that you could go online and get that taken care of. But it sounds like it's going to be an absolutely awesome event, bringing in independent filmmakers and artists and comedians, and really just something great for the entire community. So, Lisa, I really want to thank you again for coming in.
And you better be there.
Oh, I'll be there.
Okay.
I promise I'll be there. I got to be. It's right down the street.
Right down the street.
Yeah, I will. Lisa, thank you so much for coming in. Everyone, make sure you get your tickets for the upcoming film festival through the Santa Clarita International Film Festival happening at Lemley here on Main in Old Town New Hall, happening December 8th through 11th. Thank you so much again, Lisa.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
All right, we are going to actually go into some music. How about some Christina Perri? You're listening to KHTS FM 98.1 AM 1220 and hometownstation.com.